Welcome to SATV News. This is Nouri Alamin with the headlines. Prime Minister urged countries' development partners to help implement the Bangladesh Delta Plan 2100. DGHS ordered all unregistered hospitals, clinic and diagnostic centers to be shut down within the next 72 hours. Government is planning to bring back the money smuggled out of the country in wake of the crisis of dollars, said Finance Minister. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina today urged the country's development partners to help implement the Bangladesh Delta Plan 2100, which seeks sustainable development for the future generations. She came up with the remark while opening all international conference on the Delta Plan 2100 through a video conference from Aganavabam. The Premier said the 100-year Delta Plan approved by the government in 2018 is a techno-economic master plan based on the information technology and knowledge. Its phased implementation will require about 2.5% of GDP by 2025. He also added the event titled Bangladesh Delta Plan 2100 International Conference Issues and Challenges of Implementation started the morning at a city hotel with participation of the policymakers, researchers, teachers, development activists and development partners from the home and abroad as well. Finance Minister Mustafa Kamal on Thursday said they were planning to bring back the money smuggled out of the country in wake of the crisis of dollar. Amnesty may be announced to bring back the money, he said after a meeting of the Cabinet Committee in Economic Affairs. He also said on the announcement was likely to be given ahead of the national budget and also in the budget. The national budget will be announced in the Parliament on June 9. The Health Directorate has ordered immediate closure of all illegal clinics and diagnostic centers in Bangladesh. It was decided at a meeting of the Health Directorate held on yesterday that all illegal clinic and diagnostic centers will be closed within 72 hours. However, no order has been issued yet. The director hospitals and clinics of the Directorate told the media. He also said all clinics and diagnostic centers that didn't apply for the license are illegal. According to the Health Directorate, the number of clinic and diagnostic centers whose licenses have been approved or who have applied for the license across the country is about 11,000. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir on Thursday said their party is feeling hardbound not for the construction of the Podda Bridge but for the massive plundering of money from the project. The Podda Bridge, which was supposed to cost 10,000 crore taka, is now being built, sending to 30 to 40,000 crore taka. They are feeling hardbound not for the construction but the bridge and for the plundering of thousands of crores of taka from the project, he also said. Speaking at the book launching program, the BNP leader also alleged that the ruling party leaders are looting people's hard-earned the money from the chiffoning also abroad. This is the cause of the hardbound, he also said. Fakhrul said the government has destroyed all the achievement of the nation and imposed to the burn of the loan of the country's people. The ongoing flood in Silet has damaged the Shurma and Kushira river dikes as many as 38 places, causing 2,060 meters of the embankment to be compromised. Meanwhile, 2 regulators of the dam were also broken, resulting to the houses and crippled of the 7 upajelas being submerged of the floodwater. The last 10 days, 700 meters of the dams of the Kushira River and Shurma River were reported damaged in the Jokiganj. Around 22 crore taka and fish have been washed away the flood. Furthermore, the agriculture sector 15 crore taka worth of the crops due to the flood water. However, WDV has undertaken 2 major projects for the dredging on the Shurma Kushira rivers soon, sources also said. A clash erupted between the leaders and activists Bangladesh Chhatra League and Jatiyotawadi Chhatra Dol against on Thursday. The clash started on the 12 p.m. when the Chhatra Dol members brought out the procession from the near High Court and attempted the entire Dhaka University campus. At the time, activists of the Chhatra League who were already waiting near the Karjan Hall launched an attack with bamboos and sticks. The Chhatradol activists also attacked them in reply, triggering the chase and counter-chase between the two parties. Later on, the Chhatradol activists fell back and entered the High Court premises to the flee of the same. At the time, Chhatralik activists and the chanted slogans and took position in front of the roads. Lawyers have staged a protest in the Supreme Court premises against the external attack on the candidate, demanding for the resignation of the Home Minister for falling unsure to the security. At around 12:15 p.m. foreign terrorist attack in the candidate, the Supreme Court Bhasha Shoinik premises. At the time when the lawyers came forward to help the victim of the attack, the attackers also attacked them. BNP-backed lawyers have protested in the High Court over the incident. They also demanded that a judicial committee be formed on the identity of the foreign terrorist and that ensure strict punishment as well. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back, and you are watching SATV News. Now, news from abroad. After a packed day of political drama and violence across Pakistan, PTI chairman Imran Khan gave Thursday morning a 6-day ultimatum to the PMLN government to dissolve the assemblies and announce an election, indicating an end to the party's much-touted Azadi March. Imran Khan also warned that they would return to the capital with the entire nation otherwise. Imran Khan said 3 PTI workers lost their lives in Karachi, while the 2 workers were thrown off Rabi Breeze and thousands others were arrested. Giving a deadline to the government to announce a date for the fresh polls in the country, Imran Khan said he is giving the Such government this time to announce a general election in June. Meanwhile, the Pakistan's federal government on Thursday filed a contempt of court plea against PTI chairman Imran Khan in the Supreme Court SC over the violation of the Apex Court order during PTI's Azadi March. The Texas gunman who murdered 19 children and 2 teachers sent social media messages about plans to open fire at a school minutes before his deadly assault. According to the Texas governor, Greg Abbott, suspect Salvador Ramos sent Facebook messages 30 minutes before the shooting. He said that he was going to shoot his grandmother, then he had shot and women as well, and finally that he was going to open a fire at the elementary school as well. Facebook, however, said the messages were private text. Authorities said Ramos legally purchased 2 assault rifles this month, such days after turning 18, and they would not appear to have any criminal record or history of the mental illness. US President Biden said will travel to Texas in the coming days to meet families who lost loved ones in the mass shooting. In the UK, an official report detailing a series of illegal parties on the British Prime Minister Downing Street residence has seen lawmakers confronting Prime Minister Boris Johnson. The report described events that took place during the country's COVID-19 lockdown measures, where ordinary citizens couldn't socialize outside their homes or even attend their funerals for the loved one. Released on Wednesday, it included photos of the parties, some which the Prime Minister attended. Although the Johnson says he takes fully responsible for the incident, Johnson has refused to step down. In a move to more aggressively protest on the Amazon rainforest, Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro is increasing fines for the environmental crimes. Bolsonaro signed a decree on Thursday, which was to see strict measures against those falsifying documents on the cover-up illegally lodging. It also details heavier consequences for repeat environmental offenders. The measures to combat illegal deforestation also include penalties for unauthorized hunting, fishing, and pollution as well. The decree goes also effect immediately and marks one of the first concrete steps by the Bolsonaro government to bolster Amazon protections, the following commitment for the illegal deforestation by 2028.
Measures to combat illegal deforestation also include penalties for unauthorized hunting, fishing.
Turning over to Peru, whose crowds took to capital streets and street cheer on Wednesday, the event on the celebrated Peru's traditional Clown Day, and so the big shirts, colorful faces and original wigs being worn and budgie strings similar to the Lima locals. Peruvians have celebrated Clown Day since the 1987 as a tribute to the late close Jose Areva's Valley, known as the clown of the poor. Going by the name Tony Parisi, the Valleys used to carry a multicolored tent and visit Lima neighborhoods in the 1980s and spread joy. He eventually event his last day alone and the beer business in a hospital.
Clown Jose Alvarez Velez, known as the
Before ending, we go through the SATV News headlines again. Prime Minister urged countries' development partners to help implement the Bangladesh Delta Plan 2100. DGHS ordered all unregistered hospitals, clinics and diagnostic centres to be shut down within the next 72 hours. Government is planning to bring back the money smuggled out of the country in wake of other crisis of dollars, said Finance Minister. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.